Hi guys! So today I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here. This is basically a Peachy Glam eye makeup look along with a model-esque inspired makeup look, like a really nice glassy skin look. If you are interested in seeing how I got this look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so first thing I do is I want to go in with this coconut primer water, and I'm going to spray my face just to give it a little bit of hydration and just a little bit of a glow to my skin. And I'm going to go in with the Dewy Primer by Wet n Wild, but you can use whatever dewy primer you'd like. Or just use whatever primer you want. I'm just going with dewy because I just want to look dewy. And then we're going to brontour. So I'm taking this LA Color concealer that's basically a bronzer shade, a little orange for me, and I'm going to blend this out, but I do go in with a bigger brush because I want it to look more sheer rather than that brush was giving me. And then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline matte liquid or lipstick, not liquid lip, in Clay Crush, and I'm going to apply this on my cheeks. I'm using it basically as if it was a cream blush, although I did have problems with this because I used a matte one. I didn't realize that until now, so I definitely recommend using a lipstick that's actually like creamy and such, because it's going to blend out a lot easier. Now going in with my Cover FX illuminating drops, I'm using the shade, I believe, Moonlight, and these are so absolutely beautiful. The thing I recommend is you want to use a really bright highlighter, like a beaming highlighter like this, for example, because you're going to apply this on your cheekbones and also on your brow bone. I'm connecting basically all of like my temples to my cheekbone to my brow bone because I want this to just look like one giant like gleam of light on my face, kind of like how Fenty does her highlighter. This is basically the style I'm trying to emulate because that's just what I think when I think of model skin. So that's why I'm highlighting my nose, and then I'm going to go in with a medium or light coverage foundation would be best. And apply this on top of all that work we just did. Now, I know you're probably looking like, oh my gosh, you literally just got rid of everything. But if you use a medium to light or light coverage foundation, whatever like that, don't use full coverage. But if you use that to cover up the makeup, you'll still see it shine through. Like as you could see on that one side, my highlighter was still really glowing. Like you could still see it right now. And the bronzer and a little bit of the blush maybe got hidden, but other than that though, it all stays pretty well. And this is actually how it's going to end up kind of looking like, and you can stop there if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and apply a cream to powder blush on my cheeks. This is kind of like an orangey shade, and I'm going in light with it with my sponge because it's going to give me a softer look rather than if I went in with my finger or like a brush. And I just want to do a peachy look, so I feel like this is going to help tie in the face a little bit to match this eye makeup. I'm going in with my summer shade right here, and it's also like a medium to light colored foundation. That's what I would kind of recommend because basically like I'm taking really small amounts, as you can see, and I'm brontouring. I don't think of models as really having harsh contour. I feel like they just have a really nice kind of warmth to the face that naturally shapes it also, and that's why you see me going in again with more bronzing with a cream product. And I want to use cream because I want this all to be very blended and soft, and just give myself some slight definition and just bring warmth to my face, especially because I'm just so fair right now. But I am going to put some on my nose to help kind of make it look more defined, but again, a really soft definition. Now for concealer wise, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild one and I believe light Ivory, but you want to use a shade that is relatively close to your skin tone. It can be a little bit lighter, but I am using this because I don't want to have a super bright under eye. You don't want to have a really bright under eye to go with this look because it's going to look a little off. Instead, this is like just giving you that like, oh, I just got my 8 hours of sleep kind of look. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to go in with this highlighter, and you guys, y'all need to give me a thumbs up for this because I risked a great deal trying to get this shot for you, okay? Anyway, I'm taking my highlighter, and I did not set my face, keep in mind. So that's what's going to give the highlighter a little bit of a sticky base, and I feel like it's going to also make it look more luminous because more of it's actually sticking to my face. And I'm applying it to my cheekbone, kind of my temple, and my brow bone, like basically the whole tail of my brow. And you can take a blending brush if you'd like to be a little bit more precise with it, especially under the brow if you've like done your brows already or something, but I haven't, so I don't really care. But I'm just going to go back in with my brush and blend it out so I can get a nice glowy, glassy look with this. And it just, I don't know, I really love this for the look. But you don't have to use as much highlighter as me, but like just look at that dimension right there. That's pretty. Okay, anyway, I'm going in to highlight my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. I know people with oily skin may not really like to do this because it is a little too much shine for them, which is totally fine. You don't have to do this, but for girls like, who have dry skin like me, I feel like this is a nice way to kind of set your powder because it's actually like, something that you're going to be using rather than just powdering your face and making it all dry. It's kind of like setting with a purpose, if that makes sense. And then I'm going with my inner corners, and this is how the face looks, and you can stop there, but I'm going to go in with a powder blush now, this soft pink one, because since I used a peachy one last time, an orangey one, I feel like this pink is really going to just help tie it in and just look more youthful. Now, the reason why I go in with this is because I like to apply my highlighter first because it kind of actually diffuses it whenever I go in with the blush. It just feels like it melts more, especially if you're not using an illuminating blush. You can just go in with the powder blush and, put it on after you've applied your highlighter, and it should, make it look more melted together and just soft. And that's kind of what I imagine with, having like a model-esque makeup look. But you totally don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm going to go in with this contour palette. I'm taking these two shades down here and setting my brontour. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it helps kind of keep the longevity of your cream products by setting them with a powder. So it's just, like I said, like a dual purpose kind of setting going on. But if you do go in a little too heavy, especially like on your forehead, for example, like I did, I go back in with my sponge, and whatever I had left of like my foundation on it is going to help kind of soften out any harshness that I created. Now I'm going in with this Wet n Wild brow pencil because what I want to do is I just want to basically give my brows some shape. So in my mind, when I look at pictures, I don't really see a super defined brow like you would on like Instagram, for example, which I love. But for a model look like this, I just imagine a really soft brow, but yet still has shape. So like, it just kind of gives that more natural idea of like what you're trying to emulate. So I just basically focus on the base of my brow mostly by like forming the bottom of my tail, putting a little small line at the front of my brow because I don't want there to be really any product in the front, and then just slowly building up a shape. Now going in with the Dream Street palette, I'm going to apply the shade Magical in my crease. This is a really nice kind of peachy orange shade to apply in the crease, and you can totally stop here and just leave the makeup the way it is. But if you do want to do the Peachy Glam look, I'm going to be showing you this right now, and all I'm doing is just slowly building this up because I just want this whole look to be very soft and kind of not smoky but blown out. And then I'm taking these two shades right here. This is actually the shade Valentine, and it's a blush, and then I'm using this luminizer in Orange by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm mixing the two together because in my mind a peach shade is pink and orange kind of mixed together. So that's why I did this, and I feel like I got a really nice kind of vibrant peachy shade. And I'm just going to slowly start building this up, definitely kind of smoking it out on the ends of my eye just because I want it all to be kind of feathered. Now going in with Not a Basic Peach palette by Wet n Wild, I'm taking that orange shade, which is a really nice orange shade, and applying this to help deepen it up and give it even more vibrancy. And then going in with the transition shade in that palette, I'm going to be placing this on the outer portion of my eye and slowly building it up. I don't want this to overtake the look because I'm not going for a dark look, so that's why I'm just kind of, taking my time, slowly building it up. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Potion by the Dream Street palette, and I'm going to add this on top because I feel like it's just a tad more orangey red, so it's going to kind of soften out that transition shade just a tiny bit. It doesn't make the hugest difference, so you don't really have to, but if you want. These colors are both very, very similar in the palette, so it's kind of optional to do this. I'm going to go back in with the blush and that orange shade again to blend that out, and then I'm going to go back in with my original transition shade, Magical, to help soften everything out one last time. Now going in with this NYX pigment, I'm going to apply it on my eyelid, but as you can see, it was a little too sheer for me. I wanted something with a little bit more of a punch, like of opacity. So instead of using Vegas Baby, I'm actually going to go in with my highlighter to kind of give it more of a punch, because that was just not working for me. And then we're going to go in with the shade Amaze by Colourpop. This color is so beautiful, and it's the star of the show. It's this golden peach. It's so beautiful. And I'm taking my finger and applying it on the center of my eyelid because I want this to be the color that catches the most light on the eye. And we're just going to shear it out and pack it on as much as you'd like. And then after that, I'm actually going to give it some more dimension by going in with the gold shade in that Wet n Wild palette again. And we're going to place this on the outer portion of Amaze. And all it's going to do is just be a bridge between Amaze and the dark matte eyeshadow we place on the outer corner. So now we can go back into Potion and blend that back out just so it looks all nice and smooth and like a really soft gradient, so like the gold is just barely peeking out, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to go back in with a little orange on a little pencil brush, and I'm going to apply this on the lower lash line so I kind of have a base of something to go ahead and smoke out. And then I'm going to take my Valentine shade blush on a blender brush and really just kind of help diffuse it out. And then I'm going to go in with Potion on the outer portion of my eye, kind of the outer third mostly, just to kind of connect the top eye and the lower portion of the eye. And then I'm going to go in with my highlighter on my inner corners. And then I'm actually going to go in with some lashes by Kiss Lashes. These are in the style Chiffon. Perfect for a soft glam. I absolutely love these. And then I'm going to go in with my Smashbox lipstick in Honey. And I'm going to apply this on my lips. And then going in with the Too Faced liquid or lip injection lip gloss, and I think it's like Milkshake, and this is just to help lighten it up and give it more of a peachy undertone rather than brown. And that is basically the entire look. I know this is a lot, especially for the face. So, you definitely don't have to do every step I did, but I just feel like when you do put the makeup underneath the foundation, I feel like it does do a difference. And I just love the luminosity that I'm getting on my cheeks. But definitely let me know if you think this is actually too much highlight or whatever, but you can definitely tweak this to your liking. I just really wanted to do something that was very, model skin-esque, and then have a really pretty peachy glam eye makeup if you really want to take it to the next level, or you can just leave the skin by itself and just leave your eyes natural. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.